With the Spark of Imagination update quickly approaching, there's one question on everyone's mind. Who is the very lucky villager coming to Eternity Isle? Players have put forth a wide range of guesses, including everyone from Aladdin to Gladstone Gander. But there are two villagers in particular whose accompanying theories seem to hold the most weight. Of course, these two characters are none other than Oswald and Figment. In today's video, we'll be discussing these two popular theories, how they stack up against one another, and who I believe we'll see in Eternity Isle this spring. So get ready for interesting theories and multiple debates in the comment section as we dive in to the mystery of the very lucky villager. Our story begins on November 1st of last year, where the 2024 content roadmap was first revealed in the Dreamlight Valley showcase. The free update portion of this roadmap contained clear announcements for some updates and fairly obvious clues for others. Using these clues, players were quickly able to decipher which characters they'd be receiving. But the paid expansion portion of the roadmap was a bit of a different story. Unlike the free updates, the image attached offered no additional clues or insight. The only information to decipher stated the following: explore Ancient's Landing to uncover more of its secrets and befriend a very lucky villager. At the time, the only clue players could latch onto was the description, very lucky. And it wasn't too long before many fans began to agree that this villager was none other than Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, Walt Disney's original cartoon character. One of the many reasons Oswald made headway as the leading candidate among players was due to a very recent resurgence in Oswald content distributed by the Disney company. For the first time in nearly 95 years, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit returned to Walt Disney Animation Studios in an all-new animated short published to Disney Plus in late 2022. Following that, Oswald was further celebrated during Disney's Centennial event in 2023, receiving his very own collectible merchandise line. Now you may be wondering, why did Oswald disappear from the Disney spotlight to begin with? Well, way back in 1928, while on a business trip to New York to renew his contract for Oswald, Walt Disney discovered that his beloved character was now the property of Universal Studios. Devastated, he returned to Hollywood, in need of a new character he would have complete ownership of. It was this tragic loss that led to the creation of Disney's most iconic and beloved character, Mickey Mouse. Though fortunately for our lucky rabbit, his story did not end there. In 2006, current Disney CEO Bob Iger crafted an agreement with Universal, and the Disney company owned the Oswald character once more. After bringing Oswald home, Iger stated the following: as the forerunner to Mickey Mouse and an important part of Walt Disney's creative legacy, the fun and mischievous Oswald is back where he belongs, at the home of his creator and among the stable of beloved characters created by Walt himself. So why does any of this matter? Well, following Disney's 100-year anniversary, Oswald has been receiving a bit more of the spotlight, paying homage to Walt Disney himself and the company's roots. Oswald's age and history also works very well with the theme of the Rift in Time expansion. With the expansion's story having a focus on time distortion, it's more than reasonable to assume we'd see a Disney character from a bygone era, and who better than Walt Disney's first beloved creation. Yes, the case for Oswald's appearance in Disney Dreamlight Valley was quite strong, and many players agreed he was the lucky villager. At least that was the case until the Dreamlight Valley team revealed the name of this approaching update, and that name was the Spark of Imagination. And so entered a new challenger, Figment. Much like the Oswald theory, the Figment theory is quite strong. and brings forth many great points. The Figment Theory has gained a tremendous amount of traction after being picked up and discussed by popular Dreamlight Valley creators. Originally published to the Dreamlight Valley subreddit, the theory reads as follows. So I know everyone thinks of Oswald because it says lucky villager, but I think that is referring to us finding them and setting them free. They are lucky we found them. But the DLC is called the Spark of Imagination, and I shall present my evidence that this is highly more referring to Figment than Oswald. The Redditor then goes on to share multiple sources, showing Figment's clear relation to the title of the update, including Figment's theme song, Figment's Disney attractions, and exactly who the character is. Figment is meant to be the literal embodiment of the phrase Figment of Imagination. On top of that, Figment is already a character in Gameloft's Disney racing game known as Disney Speedstorm. Even more compelling, Figment's ultimate skill in Disney Speedstorm is literally called Spark of Imagination. With evidence like this, it's no surprise that many players have abandoned the Oswald theory and moved on to fully embrace the possibility that Figment will be the next villager coming to Eternity Isle. As I stated before, both of these theories are incredibly strong, so I'm not surprised that the community is rather divided on this topic, as both theories seem to craft compelling arguments. So where do I stand on all of this? What are my personal thoughts? Am I Team Oswald or am I Team Figment? Well, neither. I'm actually Team Jar Jar Binks, as he was lucky to survive the Phantom Menace. Okay, jokes aside, honestly, I'm still 100% Team Oswald. At least in the sense that I still believe Oswald is the one being referred to in the roadmap. But that doesn't mean we will not see Figment. On the contrary, I am expecting Figment to play a major role in the Eternity Isle story, just maybe not as a villager for now. And this is just a theory, so I could be completely wrong, but allow me to explain my perspective. First off, if we look at all of the roadmap updates bringing new characters, the descriptions seem to be very clear or meant to contain clues. Daisy is referred to as the Vibrant Villager. The Mulan update mentions the word Dynasty, and Tiana's Summer update mentions a new princess bringing culinary delights. These are all clear references to each of the update's respective villagers, so I can't just bring myself to shrug off the very lucky description. Sure, it could be like the Redditor said, and Figment is only lucky because we're finding them and setting them free, but that wouldn't align with the rest of the roadmap, and more importantly, why would Figment be trapped in the first place? Digging a bit deeper, Eternity Isle's current story reveals several interesting lines of dialogue regarding the Spark of Imagination, and this Spark of Imagination seems to be directly tied to Figment. Jafar referred to the spark as a relic of untold power, and stated it was hidden deep beneath Eternity Isle. He went on to explain that possessing the Spark of Imagination would allow him to bend all of time and space to his will, and even attributed the spark with creating the worlds found in Dreamlight Valley. Though Jafar also pointed out that he's never actually seen the Spark of Imagination and that he's only read the legends. So even Jafar doesn't know exactly what the Spark of Imagination is. It's more likely to me that Figment remains hidden to keep himself and the Spark of Imagination safe from ambitious villagers like Jafar. If this ends up being the case, Figment may not ever truly join the valley or become a villager, but would permanently reside in some magical place hidden deep beneath Eternity Isle. Visiting Figment in this magical place could advance certain storylines, and even introduce us to new villagers like Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. If the Spark of Imagination holds the powers Jafar mentioned, and Figment has access to this power, it wouldn't be too difficult for Figment to introduce us to a character from the distant past. In closing, I still believe the very lucky description is a reference to Oswald being the next Eternity Isle villager, but I also believe the spark of imagination is somehow directly tied to Figment. How this could all play out is anyone's guess, and my theories could be completely wrong. In this case, only one thing is certain. We're all very excited to discover the truth for ourselves. Whether you agree or disagree, I hope you found today's video informative or at least entertaining. Personally, I love speculating on the future of Disney Dreamlight Valley, and if you appreciate videos like this, one of the best things you can do for me is to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to press that like button and visit the video description down below for a link to my Twitch channel, where we can chat in real time and discuss theories like the one in this video. As always, thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you enjoy the Spark of Imagination update. This week's YouTube video shoutout redeemed on Twitch goes to my good friend and fellow content creator, Brandy Weinstyle. Thank you so much for being a big part of what makes our community so special.